Hi there, welcome to the Guitar Store Malaysia. Today we would like to demonstrate how to change your electric guitar strings. What we have here is a Epiphone SG 400, and as you can see, the strings are pretty worn out. So it's a standard pneumatic bridge with a stop tailpiece. We will begin by removing the strings and giving it a nice polish and clean, and of course replenishing the neck. And let's begin. Okay, you start off with loosening the strings. I got myself a string winder here. Now you can use your fingers, that's fine, but it's easier to use one of these. So just loosen it a little, one by one. So now that the strings are loosened, we can cut them one by one, like so. Now you can also cut the strings while it's in tune. It's okay, but just for safety reasons, we wouldn't want the high tension to cause any injuries. So it's best to loosen the strings first. So then we remove the strings from the machine heads slowly, like so. Just be careful when you pull the strings out slowly, especially the first three strings, they're pretty sharp. Okay, now that you have got all the strings removed, this is the best time for you to clean up the body. So today I'm using a Kaiser polish, wood polish for instruments. So it's almost like wet wipes. So I'm going to use this to wipe the instrument. Before you start, you can remove the bridge. Please come out, please come out. Oh, thank the Lords. So be careful not to turn this height adjustment, because without you realizing, you might have increased or decreased the height of the bridge, like so. So as you can see, this is pretty oily. So what we would do is wipe the excess with a microfiber cloth. Let me figure out which one. This one. So do not apply too much pressure, as you may scratch the body. Just very light pressure. Just get it all cleaned up. See, I'm holding this height adjuster while I clean around it, because I do not want it to be adjusted by itself. So guitar polishes works in such a way that you can wipe it on even the hardware. So the knobs, in between the knobs. Now you can see you would get dirt buildup on this after some time. There you go. So you can also use the cloth to clean it. Yeah. Like so. Yeah, so it's okay. You can use the polish on hardware as well. It is perfectly fine. Like so. The reason why you would like to clean this is as you play, there would be sweat build-up on the hardware. And that's why after a long period of time of not really taking care of it, the hardware would have corrosion. Karat lah bro, karat. The orange karat like teh tarik lah, like that lah. So yeah, you should clean this each time you change your string to give it that nice shiny look, and it will last much longer. So you can see the difference here. It looks slightly more bling. Yeah. So you can also wipe them on your pickups. Anywhere your hand can reach, go for it. Okay. Now that the top is done, we can flip the guitar into the back. So just get some of the oil. Remember not to apply too much pressure, yeah? Just enough. And you can lift up the guitar this way, clean the sides. Here, I hope you can see this. You should be able to, right? The sides of the body, like so. You also want to clean the neck. This is simple top to bottom, like so. Right, she looks all nice and clean. Now you also want to clean the tuner heads. Yep. Like so. Head, can clean each one of the tuning peg. Top. Like so. So. Okay, from time to time this will get loose. So you should tighten it. You might notice a big difference in terms of the tuning stability. So yeah, make it a practice to tighten this each time you change your strings. Now don't go super tight, just tight enough. Just enough. And take a small screwdriver. As you can see, these are pretty loose. This is very, very loose. Right, you do not want that. So you can tighten each of them. Again, not too tight. Just enough until you feel the tuning peg becomes tighter. So, as you can see, it's much tighter now. Remember, not too tight. Like so. So do this for all. And we can go to the next step. Yes, they feel that this is not tight enough. So you want them to be balanced, like so. Alright, you get the idea. Now I will finish this up and we will proceed to cleaning up the neck. Okay, now we need to hydrate the fretboard by using lemon oil. So today we are using a Kaiser lemon oil conditioner. Again, same principle, it's like wet wipes. There you go. So I would start by conditioning the, I would start by just rubbing it all over the fretboard, like so. And I use a cloth, microfiber cloth. You can even use tissue, dry tissues, that's fine. And start cleaning it up. Now you need to apply some pressure, not too much, because this grime and dirt is pretty stubborn, depending on how often you clean it. So I would recommend to clean it, to recondition your fretboard, clean up the dirt once every 2 to 3 guitar string change. Do not do it too often. It's recommended to what? So you can also get in between the fretboard, the fret wire, sorry. You can also get in between the fret wire. Take some time, show it some love. Do this for all the frets and you're good to go. Okay, I will show you a before and after so that you could see the difference between a dry fretboard and a nicely moist conditioned fretboard. Okay, now that is done. Now for the fun part, let's start installing the strings. Now we can begin restringing the instrument. Today we are using a Rotosound 942 strings. Okay, let's start. So we can start installing the bridge and the tailpiece, like so. Okay, you can unpack the strings. Remember to follow the instruction that is given on the string pack on which string should go where. So we can start with the high E string and the low D string. Okay, we start with the first string, the high E. Now I like to insert all the strings one shot. That would save us some time. Now I have a low A string, a high B string, a low D string, fourth string, and now we have the infamous G string, which always goes out of tune. One of the frustrations of what we have to deal with as guitarists. And lastly, my favorite string, the highest E string, the sixth string. Okay, as you can see, it's all done. So I can just remove this and there you go. Okay, now for the machine heads, you would want all the holes to face the bridge to make it easier. So you can do that now. Like so. Okay, everyone has their own style of doing this. Some would say you would need as many wounds on the tuning peg as you can. Some say just one round will be enough. So yeah, you can experiment. What I like to do is, I can use the next tuning peg as reference. Put my finger over there, hold it there, and I'll roll it back and stop over there. Next thing I would do is push the string up, pull the string up, and there you go. You get that nice point, right? So you take your string winder, start tightening it. Remember that point that we bended, yes? So you can hold it while just making one full round, 180 degrees, there we go. Now you can let go of that and apply some pressure here. So how I like to do it is, you take your first finger, you push it down, at the same time your other fingers are pulling it up, like so. You create this tension, and as you are holding that, you can start tightening the machine head. Now you are going to feel it getting more and more tighter, the string tension. Hold it for as long as you can, and you're going to feel it want to sit on the nut, and you can let go on the nut. There you go. Right, that's simple. Okay, you can cut it off like so. So you do this for all the strings. This is the 5th string, the A string, like so. Now it's important to not have the string loose like this and then do your measurement. As you can see, it's not right. So just apply some tension over there, pull the strings, not too much, just enough, and get the measurement with your thumb and your first finger from this post. Go back, pull it up like so. There you go, and then you hold it and start tightening. Remember, one full circle, 180 degrees. Once that is done, the same method. First finger pushing down and the other fingers pulling it up. Get that pressure and you start tightening it. Yes, baby. Come on. Oops. Just okay. Now for the G string, it is You can use your thumb to measure how much slack you would like to give it. So what I like to do is the edge of my nail to the joint here on my thumb. See, it's almost the same distance from this tuning peg to the next, right? So use that as reference. Of course, put it in. Make sure it's all sitting nicely on the nut and the saddle. Measure it. There you go. And pull it up. And start tightening it. Same method as before, but these three tuners are the opposite direction. Alright, so that's done. Again, same method, 180 degrees. Tension down on first finger, and the rest of the other fingers are pulling it up. And tighten. Reason why we do this is to get it sitting nicely on the machine head, and at the same time to avoid it from and at the same time to let it wound nice and neatly, and it's not on top of one another. So with this measurement you are getting around 2.5 wounds on the tuning peg. Okay, repeat the same process for all, and then we will move on to the final step. Okay, I've set up the camera like so. I hope you can see the tuner in the right top corner of your screen. Okay, now it seems all fine. You can start playing it. As soon as you start playing it, you start bending a little, it goes out of tune. Why? Because a lot of people forget to do this. Stretch the strings. Check that out. So you got to do this for each string. Like so. What I'm doing is basically, I'm holding the string on the 12th fret, because that's the center of the bridge and the nut. And I'm sort of pulling it up. It's strong enough that you can just lift up the entire guitar. So basically I'm bending the string to its maximum extent, and then I'm tightening it back so that the string gets used to that. It gets used to this type of stretch. Like this, for example, it gets used to it, and so that it doesn't go out of tune again each time you bend or strum really hard, that kind of thing. This is very important. See, now that I'm pulling up stressing the 6th string, it doesn't go out of tune. It stays at E, as you can see here, green. There you go. So repeat this process on each string. It will take time, but this is to avoid the string going out of tune while you're on stage, performing live, at a gig. Yeah. So I'm now at the D string. As you saw, it was in tune, but as soon as I put some tension on it, it goes out of tune. So do this a few times. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Again. Maybe one last time. Yep. Again, actually. Okay, that's good enough. Now, again, the infamous G string. Got to stretch this out as much as you can. Everybody knows the G string. It's the worst enemy. I hope you can see. Ah, not bad. B string, second string. Huh. One more time. It's actually too sharp. Let's try that again. Perfect. E string. Remember, don't pull it out too much, just until you feel that tension. That's how you stretch it. Just enough. Now I feel like this machine head is slightly loose, so I can go ahead and tighten it a bit more. Much better. So as you can hear, it's all in tune. If I were to stretch them one by one, now by my calculations, it should all stay in tune. Voila! Alright, that's about done. Okay, as you can see, it's all done. Shiny. Yes. So that's the measurement we had before. You get about 2 wounds on the tuning peg. Yes. Okay, as you can see, the neck is nicely conditioned. And it looks much more healthier than before. Alright, that's all for today. We have showed you how to change strings and how to do basic cleaning on the guitar. We hope you enjoyed this video. On to the next one. Thank you very much for watching.